poolside.
What's up guys, it's me Tyrox and welcome back to another video on the YouTube. This is the promised video to explain to you guys a bit of the rules around the draft that is going to be happening between Season 2 and Season 3. Again, the draft episode is going to be the same episode as the end of the year awards, so Superstar of the Year, Rising Star of the Year, stuff like that, and also our first ever Hall of Fame inductees. On that, we're going to have the draft. You guys are going to be the one that are going to be drafting if you guys are live in the chat over at twitch.tv/Tyrox. The link is in the description down below. That is where, of course, the draft and everything else Universe Mode related is streamed. If you want information on happenings, that is Twitter. You're on YouTube right now. Anyways, though, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Facebook is the least used. Facebook is literally just there to update you guys on when we're live. Instagram and Twitter, you're gonna get a bit more insight on plans, happenings, preparation, progress, and stuff like that. So towards the draft, again, this is an episode where you guys are going to be drafting superstars. NXT is promoted, elevated to a main roster show as of Season 3. So NXT is going to be on the same level as SmackDown and Raw. That is why we're going to redraft everything. We're going to have a new draft, a new roster for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. You guys are going to be there. You can decide which show you want to draft for, and of course, as long as we're going to get somebody for each show at the least, can go for SmackDown if you prefer SmackDown, or NXT, or whichever show you want to draft for, or you just say you don't care, and I'm going to put you wherever there is a open spot or somebody is missing on there. Excluded from the draft in terms of superstars is the NXT Women's Champion, that is Dana Brooke. The 3 World Champions, the NXT Champion Johnny Gargano, the Universal Champion, whoever is that after WrestleMania. If it is Finn Balor, it is Finn Balor. The Undertaker, of course, retires at WrestleMania, so if he wins, he's not going to be excluded because he's not going to be in the draft either way. And the WWE World Champion, that is either Neville or Braun Strowman, again, whoever wins at WrestleMania. Also, the 3 Mid-Card Champions, the Intercontinental Champion, Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre, the United States Champion, that's a bit more complicated, Ziggler, Morrison, Hardy, Styles, Goldust, or Rey Mysterio, whoever wins that 6-man TLC match. And the NXT North American champion the championship will be vacant as that debuts in Season 3. So therefore, of course, no superstar can be locked due to that. On top of that, the 3 tag teams that hold the tag team gold on SmackDown is going to be either the Authors of Pain or American Alpha. If American Alpha wins, it's going to be all 3 members of American Alpha due to the Freebird rule. On Raw, we're going to have either the Bar or the team of Big E and Cedric Alexander. And on NXT, we have Heavy Machinery as they have defended against Team 6-1 again and NXT TakeOver Orlando, Florida. Other than that, I think nobody is excluded from what unless I'm forgetting anyone. But the Women's Champion will be up for draft. The Tarnation Champion, if there is one, again, Batista could be retiring with their belt, making that vacant going into Season 3. And the Cruiserweight Champion. Those 3 will be up for draft. Now, first, towards the females. Both females and males will be drafted in separate drafts. So we're going to have a female draft and we're going to have a male draft. On the female side of things, again, the only one that is not to be drafted is Dana Brooke. One other stipulation is the Women's Champion can only be drafted to Raw or SmackDown. So that's going to be either Becky Lynch or Sasha Banks. If, let's for example, say Becky Lynch defends the title at Mania, she's going to be drafted to either Raw or SmackDown. If she's drafted to Raw, she becomes the Raw Women's Champion in Season 3 from day 1. If she's drafted to SmackDown, she becomes the SmackDown Women's Champion. Same for Sasha Banks if she was to win it. The other belt, which everyone is not given to the Women's Champion, Raw or SmackDown, is going to be vacant going into Season 3. So we're going to have potentially, we're going to have the Raw or SmackDown World Championship vacant. We're going to potentially have the Tarnation and or the Universal title vacant, depending on if Undertaker and or Batista retire with the belts. And the NXT North American belt will also be vacant going into Season 3. Other than that, everyone will be drafted. One to NXT, one to SmackDown, one to Raw. In whichever order gets drawn, we will draw whichever brand starts. Be it NXT, SmackDown, or Raw, we will draft or we'll draw an order to be drafted, and then every single superstar that is up for draft again, that will probably only be revealed at the draft itself, who is all going to be on the draft rosters, or on the rosters in general. But you probably can imagine most of them, we will have a rough idea who's on the roster if you are full of the universe mode. If not, you're going to find that out at the draft if you're there. Side note again, the draft episode will be in between Mania, that is the 23rd of September, and the first episode of the Universe Mode in Season 3, that is of course after the release of 2K19. Obviously, I'm currently thinking that we're going to do the draft as long as I get everything prepared in time around the release. If that is one day early, one day before the release of 2K19, maybe the day after, maybe the day of the release, but somewhere around the release of 2K19, because I think we're probably going to start the Universe Mode somewhat early into Season 3, but again, more on that in whenever I know anything. So we covered the female draft, we covered the titles that are on which brand the titles are, and which are going to be undrafted and all that. Now towards the male draft. Every male superstar will be drafted separately. Every single one. No tag teams this year count as one pick. They're not going to go, I want the Authors of Fame. We'll have to draft Akam, and then, if he's still up for draft, or if you still want him, Razor. Of course, unless they are champions, then they're going to stick to SmackDown. So the only 3 tag teams that are guaranteed to stick together are the 3 tag team champions. Every single other tag team could potentially be split via the draft. So this will reshape the whole of the tag team division throughout this year as well, which I'm very much excited about, to be honest. This could create a lot of interesting stories heading into Season 3. And I'm looking forward to what we could see. Of course, there's still a chance that we might see a lot of them be drafted together. Because of that, every single superstar will be drafted. We'll go down until we have reached the last superstar. The very last. So of course, because I was thinking about, do we cap it at 30 picks per brand? But then again, there's a good chance that the ones that are left over are some of the low tier tag teams. Tag teams that people might not value that much. Be it the Colognes, for example. Or the Ascension, with how they're currently used over the last years or so. So there's a good chance they would be at the very bottom and they would be undrafted. So that again would just not force me, but would tempt me to use the Ascension as the tag team, because I can use them as they have not been drafted. They are free agents, and that might hinder the reshaping of the tag team division. So we're going to draft until everyone is drafted, and then have a full roster of NXT, SmackDown, Raw superstars, no free agent as of the start of the Universe Mode. What else? If a superstar, then, to kind of prevent superstars being left out and just drafted but never used, for example, if, let's use the Colognes again for an example, if Epico gets drafted to Raw and Primo goes to SmackDown, maybe we're never going to see it. We're going to see Epico used at the very start, he loses matches, like, okay, he didn't do good, it's not like he impressed in his very first match, and he's not getting used for a very long time. If a superstar is not used for 4 months or longer, he becomes a free agent, can be used by any show. Now, he can still be used by his own show, by SmackDown again. For example, if Primo's and SmackDown does get used by SmackDown for 4 months plus, if then SmackDown after 6 months says, you know what, now is the time we're going to put Primo in, they can use him, and he is again a SmackDown superstar from that point onwards. If, however, Raw then says after the 4 months, you know what, Primo's not been used on SmackDown, we're gonna sneak him up on the Raw roster, on the Raw show, because we value him a bit more than SmackDown does. Then Primo, you said Primo and Epico, whoever I mentioned, is then going to become a Raw superstar. So 4 months is the deadline for usage until somebody becomes a free agent for now. On top of that, females and males, the general managers are going to get drafted as well. Currently, the general managers are Edge for Raw, Christian for SmackDown, and Corey Graves for NXT. Now, for every single show, there will be 4 choices of GMs. One of you guys, that will be drawn at random again, will be able to draft the general manager for your show. So for NXT, there will be 4 choices up. Say Corey Graves, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and Vince McMahon, for example. You're going to have the chance to choose one of these 4 to be general manager for NXT. That could be, again, Corey Graves, because he's going to be up for the draft. That has been confirmed. So he could still be NXT general manager going into Season 3. For Raw and SmackDown, only the winner of the match at WrestleMania. Christian will face Edge at WrestleMania. Only the winner will be up for draft for his show. The loser will not. So if Christian wins, he will be one of the 4 choices of the SmackDown GM role. If he loses, the 4 choices will not involve Christian at all, and he will not be general manager going into season 3. Same goes for Edge on Raw. Only one of those 2 can be redrafted. Potentially, we're going to have 3 completely new general managers. Even if Edge has won, for example, Edge will still not be the Raw general manager because you guys didn't want him to be. That is, I hope, everything covered with the championships. The male and female draft, the GMs as well. Shows are going to stay the same. Other than that, we're going to have, again, SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. Raw stays on Mondays, NXT on Wednesdays, SmackDown on Thursdays, as we had it lately. Yeah, probably going to keep it like that. Again, if changes come up, Twitter and Instagram are the most likely places to find updates on that. And with that, I am concluding the draft video. If I got more information on Season 3, that's probably going to be during the draft /awards /Hall of Fame stream as well, where I'm going to guide you guys through shows, possible pay-per-view schedule, titles possibly again, and stuff like that. So everything you need to know about Season 3. Maybe I'm going to make a separate video on that again. But this is it for the draft. Everything you need to know if you want to take part in the draft episode, or if you do not just are interested in how the draft is going to be happening. That is everything you need to know. And with that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If so, like down below. Subscribe for more Universe Mode videos. I'm looking. Can't promise that yet. I have the pilot episode up with NXT TakeOver Orlando, Florida. I'm looking to upload WrestleMania as well in a cut down version. I will cut out a lot of the dead weight, essentially, like talking in between some of the entrances, maybe, because of course on Twitch there's a lot more interaction and stuff that might not be relevant to YouTube. We'll cut out a lot of that. Keep the matches in full length though. And I'm looking to upload all the episodes of Season 3 on YouTube as well. If not, they're definitely going to be up on Twitch live as past broadcasts and then highlighted without the outro and intro on the stream as well. So you can either watch them live on twitch.tv/DirectX and watch them back on the videos on twitch.tv, or hopefully Season 3 onwards even watch them back live. Not live, but watch them back on shorter versions on VOD on YouTube. That's why you should subscribe. And because the universe. See you guys in the next video or the next stream. Again, WrestleMania September 23rd, depending on when you're watching this, might still be to come. September 23rd, starting 2 p.m. UK time, most likely. Again, Twitter and Instagram for all these informations. Can only repeat myself there. And with that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a nice rest of your day. I'm out for that one. Have a good one. Peace.